Every day you wake up with the same mind, but not the same thoughts. Some thoughts make you stronger, others slowly destroy you. And the truth is, most people never choose their thoughts. They just accept whatever comes. That's why they feel lost, distracted, and weak. Because if you don't control what you repeat in your mind will control you. So here's something simple, but powerful. What if just a few sentences, repeated every day, could change your entire life? Not motivation, not hype, but truth. The kind of truth that forces you to act. The kind of truth that builds discipline. The kind of truth that makes you stronger every single day. Because your life is not shaped by what you do once. It's shaped by what you repeat daily. Most people repeat doubt. I'm tired. I'll do it later. I'm not ready. And over time, those thoughts become their identity. But what if you replace those thoughts? What if every day you trained your mind instead of letting it run free? This is what the Stoics understood. Thinkers like Marcus Aurelius didn't rely on motivation. He wrote to himself daily, not to feel better, but to stay disciplined, to remind himself of truth. Because even the strongest minds need reminders. So here are words you should read every day. Not just read, but absorb. The first truth is simple. You don't control everything. And that's okay. Most of your stress comes from trying to control what you never could. Other people's opinions, outcomes, the future. Let it go. Focus only on what you can control. Your actions, your mindset, your discipline. The moment you do this, your mind becomes lighter. The second truth, discomfort is necessary. You will feel tired. You will feel resistance. You will feel doubt. That doesn't mean stop. That means continue, because growth doesn't come from comfort. It comes from pushing through when you don't feel like it. Every time you avoid discomfort, you weaken yourself. Every time you face it, you become stronger. The third truth, you don't need to feel ready. Most people wait. They wait for motivation. They wait for confidence. They wait for the perfect moment. But that moment never comes. Action creates readiness, not the other way around. So move. Even if you feel uncertain, even if you feel afraid, because action destroys doubt. The fourth truth, your time is limited. Every day you waste is gone forever. You don't get it back. And one day, you will wish you had used your time better. So ask yourself, am I living the life I want? Or just existing? Because there is a difference. And that difference is discipline. The fifth truth, you become what you repeat. If you repeat excuses, you become weak. If you repeat discipline, you become powerful. Your habits shape your identity, not your intentions. So don't focus on big changes. Focus on daily actions, small wins, every single day. The sixth truth, no one is coming to save you. No perfect opportunity is waiting. No external solution will fix your life. It's on you, your effort, your decisions, your consistency. And once you accept that, you stop waiting and you start building. The seventh truth, your mind will lie to you. It will tell you, you can't do this. You're not good enough. You'll fail. But these are just thoughts, not facts. So don't believe everything you think. Challenge it. Replace it. Control it. Because a controlled mind is a powerful mind. The eighth truth, silence is strength. Not everything needs a reaction. Not every thought needs attention. Not every situation needs your energy. Learn to stay calm. Learn to stay focused. Because power is not loud. It is controlled. The ninth truth, consistency beats intensity. You don't need to go extreme. You don't need to change everything overnight. You just need to show up every day, even when you don't feel like it. Especially when you don't feel like it. Because that's what builds discipline. And discipline builds everything else. The 10th truth, you are responsible for your life, not your past, not your circumstances, not other people, you. And that's not a burden, that's power. Because if you are responsible, you can change it, you can improve it, you can take control. Now here's the important part. Reading these words once will not change you, but reading them every day will. Because repetition creates belief. And belief creates action, and action creates results. So don't just listen to this. Use it. Make it a habit. Read it every morning. Remind yourself who you are becoming, not who you used to be, because every day is a chance to reset, to improve, to become stronger, and most people waste that chance. But you don't have to. You can choose discipline. You can choose control. You can choose growth. And it starts with something simple, what you tell yourself every single day. So tomorrow morning, before you check your phone, before you get distracted, before the world pulls you in different directions, take a moment and read these truths again, slowly, seriously, with intention. Because one day, these words will no longer feel like effort. They will feel like you. And that's when everything changes. That's when discipline becomes natural. That's when your mind becomes calm. That's when you become unstoppable, not because life got easier, but because you got stronger. And it all started with what you chose to read every day. There will be days when you won't feel strong, days when your energy is low, your focus is gone, and your mind starts slipping back into old patterns. That's when this matters most. Because discipline is not built on your best days. It's built on your worst ones. Anyone can stay focused when they feel motivated. Anyone can act when everything is going right. But very few people can stay consistent. When they feel nothing, that's the difference. That's where your identity is formed. Not in comfort, but in resistance. You need to understand something clearly. Your mind will always try to take the easy path. It will look for shortcuts. It will create excuses. It will tell you to wait. And if you listen, you will stay exactly where you are. So instead of trusting your feelings, start trusting your principles. Because feelings change. Principles don't. On the days you don't feel like working, work anyway. On the days you feel tired, do something small, but do it. On the days your mind is full of doubt, return to the truths you've learned. Read them again, not because you forgot, but because repetition strengthens control. This is how you reprogram your mind. Not by one big decision, but by daily reinforcement. Think about this. Every thought you repeat becomes easier to believe. Every belief you build becomes easier to act on. And every action you repeat becomes your identity. So if you keep telling yourself, I'm lazy, I can't focus, I always fail, you will prove it true. But if you replace it with, I do what needs to be done, I stay consistent, I control my mind, you slowly become that person, not instantly, but inevitably. That's the power of repetition. Most people underestimate it. They look for fast results, quick changes, instant transformation. But real change is quiet. It happens in small moments, when no one is watching, when nothing feels exciting. When you choose discipline, anyway, another thing you need to accept is this. You will fail sometimes. You will miss days. You will lose focus. You will fall back. That doesn't mean you failed. It means you're human. The difference is, do you stay down or do you return? Because discipline is not perfection. It's consistency over time. It's coming back again and again, no matter how many times you fall. So stop expecting yourself to be perfect. Start expecting yourself to be consistent. There's a big difference. Perfection creates pressure. Consistency creates progress, and progress builds confidence. You also need to protect your mind, because your environment shapes your thinking. If you surround yourself with noise, distraction, negativity, your mind will reflect that. So be careful what you consume, what you watch, what you listen to, who you spend time with, because all of it feeds your mind, and whatever feeds your mind controls your thoughts. Create an environment that supports discipline, not one that destroys it. Limit distractions. Create space for focus. Build routines that remove decision-making. Because the less you think about what to do, the easier it is to act. This is why strong people simplify their lives. They don't rely on constant decisions. They rely on structure, and structure creates freedom. Another powerful habit is reflection. At the end of your day, pause. Ask yourself, did I live with discipline today? No excuses, no justification, just truth. Because awareness is the first step to improvement. If you don't reflect, you repeat the same mistakes. But if you face your reality honestly, you start to grow, slowly, steadily, powerfully. And over time, you will notice something. Your mind becomes quieter, not because life got easier, but because you stopped reacting to everything. You stop overthinking every situation. You stop doubting every decision. You become more certain, more grounded, more in control. That's what happens when you train your mind daily. It stops working against you and starts working for you. At some point, you won't need motivation anymore. You won't need reminders. You won't need external push, because discipline becomes automatic. You wake up and you act. You don't question it. You don't negotiate. You just do what needs to be done. That's when you reach a different level, a level where most people never go. Because they never build the foundation. They rely on feelings. You rely on discipline. And discipline never leaves you. So when life gets hard, when things go wrong, when everything feels uncertain, you don't fall apart. You stay steady because your strength is internal. It's not based on circumstances. It's based on control. And that control was built one day at a time, one thought at a time, one decision at a time. So don't underestimate what you're doing. Don't think this is small. This is everything. This is how you build a powerful life. Quietly, consistently, without needing attention, without needing validation, just through daily discipline. And one day, you'll look back and realize you didn't become strong overnight. You became strong because you refused to stay weak, because you showed up even when it was hard, because you chose control over comfort again and again. And that's what made the difference. So keep going, keep reading, keep reminding yourself who you are becoming. Because every day you do this, you're not just changing your thoughts, you're changing your life.